Okay, we're back. I think we're live. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're live. Okay, it says live. Okay, so honestly, I'm still working out the video quality and the tech. And honestly, that would have normally sent me into a total spiral. I'm sure I'm not alone in wanting to step out with your best foot forward and wanting to make a good impression. I think that's totally normal. But I think that for myself, at least, it stopped me from doing this, from just putting my services out there, putting what I want to offer the world out there. So honestly, if the quality is bad, we're just going to keep moving through it and we're just going to keep working it out. It's just the messiness, but it is consistency. And sometimes that consistency is truly the medicine that we need to just give ourselves that momentum of moving forward. So bear with me. I'm going to get it together with the tech, but I think we're probably looking pretty good today. Anyway, so I know it's also a little bit later, but I'm going to get more consistent with the times and all of that, whatever. I'm not even going to give any excuses right now. We're here and let's dig into it. So I talked yesterday about the importance of co-regulators and of connection. And really, connection is what I just can't get off of right now, because I know I'm not alone in the fact that because maybe the environment was not ideal and maybe certain situations were not ideal, causing you to isolate, to want to run from people, like a number of different things, right? It's like you put connection on a back burner, number one, or the way that you start connecting with people is like totally fake, for lack of a better word. You portray this persona in order to connect with people. And that is just not what I'm talking about. That's not sustainable. That's not ideal. And that's not real connection. And we are wired for connection. This is how our species has evolved. This is how we got here. It's something that I just cannot stop thinking about. I just keep having these images of like cavemen, like before there was actual language. And it's just like, there's another human being. And how crazy that must have been. Like, just put yourself there for a second. Imagine what that could have been like. I mean, when I think about it, I imagine just two human beings staring at each other with so much curiosity. And when do we ever relate to others in that way? It also makes me think about, I think it's in Morocco, the saying that they have when they greet each other. And they're really asking, like, how are you? Because today we're just like, how are you? Fine. You know, it's not really a moment of meeting another human being where they're at and connecting with them just for that moment. Like, truly, how are you? How are you doing? Everything is so fast paced, and these are a lot of other things that I would love to dig into and will dig into. But let's go a little deeper on this co-regulators and connection. So I mentioned yesterday that after doing the assignment, the task, the exercise to write a list of 10 co-regulators in my life, I really struggled to get even 5 people on my list. And I had to make some exceptions to add nature, animals, right? And there's nothing wrong with this. I really want to drive that point home, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You got to use what you have, okay? And I will say that nature has been so healing in my life as a co-regulator, as a reminder that I am connected. There is no way I could not be connected to something bigger, something greater, something beautiful, something truly magnificent. So use what you have, if that's animals, if that's, and I also mentioned isolation, right? That I am showing up here for women who feel isolated. And sometimes there is medicine in that isolation. If you are at a point where you are isolated from others, well, how can your own energy be a co-regulator for yourself? How can your own voice, whether that's through speaking affirmations to yourself, but also just talking to yourself in a loving way, that can be a co-regulator. You can be a co-regulator in your own life. The goal, though, is to have other human beings as co-regulators in your life. But let's just explore a little bit more some different co-regulators. Okay, so we mentioned nature, we mentioned animals, we mentioned self, right? Also, I think about routines, ritual as a co-regulator. If you are someone who, like I like to say, has way too much of a capacity for chaos, for dysregulation, for craziness in your life, routine and ritual can be such a beautiful co-regulator in your life. A way to nurture yourself and bring yourself back to calm. And why I am just so just consumed by this idea of co-regulation and of connection, because not only is it what we are wired for, it's in our biology, right? Like that part alone, right? I'm just so stuck on it because it blows my mind how far we've strayed as a society. It truly blows my mind when I really think about it. But the reason why this is the hill that I'm standing on right now is because we have so much potential as humans. And I think a lot of the time, especially with the way that a lot of us were raised, school, college, just everything in that framework, trying to be the best, always trying to strive and beating yourself up for it, or feeling like you're less than because you're not achieving and you're not striving. But those basic needs are not being met. You don't have true connection in your life. You don't have anyone or anything to co-regulate you. I truly feel like there's no way for you. And yes, right, a lot of us have a lot of capacity to muscle through things and to push through things and to just make it happen. But it just feels like we're missing this huge, obvious missing piece of the puzzle. Because if you don't have the connection in your life and you don't have something that's going to help you co-regulate to be calm in your life, well, then how do we expect as teachers, as mentors, as coaches, for people to grow, for people to learn, for people to evolve and to grow into their greatest potential, to fully shine? And so I have such a belief in human beings that once we can meet some of these basic needs, connection, just to be witnessed, what then might people accomplish? Honestly, it makes me so excited to think about. Greatness, love, like true love. And so that's where I'm at right now. That's what I want to offer to you, is the reminder that this might be the missing piece for you, and just something to think about and something to explore. Who are the co-regulators in your life? And also, just what other things in your life help you to soften a little bit? It's like today the sun came out and it's like, been raining for 3 days straight. And the sun finally came out today and it's like, oh my gosh, all is well. I probably should have brought out my red light on the cloudy days to just give me some light, right? But it's like, what gives you that hope, that moment of relief, of remembrance that all is well? Just to explore that and to give thanks for that. To give thanks for that, for sure. And so going back to this connection piece and thinking about the first humans and just how crazy that might have been, to just sit and stare at another human being for hours, probably, with nothing but a curious heart. And honestly, probably a lot of gratitude for presence. I want to create spaces where that's possible. And I know doing things virtually brings its challenges, but I want to create spaces where that sort of curiosity and connection is possible between other human beings. I want to relate this also to voice, because this is very pertinent to my story and my journey with voice. And I mentioned earlier the striving to be the best. You know, there's a lot of competition in music. There's a lot of competition, especially in voice and in classical voice. And in my situation, there were a lot of things going wrong with my voice. I shouldn't say going wrong, but there were a lot of faults that were very apparent. And I went through all the things to work with those faults and to fix those faults and to understand those faults more. And a lot of that was valid. And I learned a lot. And I'm very, very thankful for that journey. But it's so fascinating to me that the thing that really moved the needle was not only coming home to myself, but coming home to myself through nature. Nature as that co-regulator in my life. Vocal issues just truly like fixing themselves, you know, it really is still so fascinating to me. So like I said, I have such a belief in what humans are capable of. I have such a belief in what you are capable of. And if you're feeling disconnected from the core of who you are, if you're feeling disconnected from your truth, I want to remind you that it's not that far away. It's not. It's right there. I mean, it's within you. It is truly within you. Whatever it is that you're striving for, it is within you. Even though it feels like it's so far away. You will be amazed what can happen in your life by tuning into these small things, focusing on very basic human needs, like connection. And really, like, that's the priority. Regulation. That's the priority. Connection. If you're anything like me, you might be thinking, well, no, I actually need to practice more. Or no, I actually need to hire this mentor. Or no, I actually know I need to take this course. And no, I actually know that I don't have this knowledge that I need and I need to acquire it. And maybe that's true. But also for a lot of you, I know that you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge. You're ready to write the course. You're ready to be on stage. And sometimes it just feels so simple. So many of us are used to overworking and it's just you have to do more. You have to do more. I'm here to tell you it's time to do less. It's time to do way less. It's time to just get in the nitty-gritty of being. Of just being. Of observing. With the curiosity and the innocence of a child. And watch how that changes you. Watch how it literally changes you. Like, I'm so serious. Watch how it changes you, how it changes your brain, how it changes your thoughts. And if you're a singer, how it changes your tone. If you're a speaker, it changes your tone. Because when we're dysregulated, and I know this is such a buzzword, but this is where we're at right now, okay? But when you're dysregulated, like, you're really not in the right state of mind. You're not in the right frame of mind. All your cylinders are not firing and wiring in the way that they are meant to. You're in overdrive. So it's just like you can't think straight. So why would you then demand more of yourself in that moment? And I understand why. Because you have to do more. That's the thought. That's the thinking. You have to do more. Well, how am I going to survive, right? No more of that. We're not doing that anymore. It's time to focus on your basic needs. It's time to tend to yourself. And to just be a human. And watch what changes in your life. Watch what moves in your life. I'm really so excited for this. And I don't even know what this is, to be completely honest. I just know that it's going to be good. And I know that there are souls that I'm meant to connect with. And I can't help but be so excited about it. And so I want to thank you for watching this video and for vibing with me and tuning in with me. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. This is me showing up completely raw, speaking from the heart to bring in the tribe, to bring in the community, because you're not meant to do this alone. We were not meant to be so separate and to do this alone. We were meant to be with our people, to be with our soul family, and to rise together through that energy that we create when we're moving together and when we're supporting each other. So thank you again. I would love to connect. So please reach out. I would love to, just connect. And I plan to continue to support you through these videos and just showing up and just getting it popping. So again, my name is Regina Joy. I am an artist, activator, a vocalist, a guide, and thank you. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks.